How long will palliatives go
Rotus, four of us on this table, we can bear the brunt. You know why? We are higher than the lower class Nigerians.
Yeah, of course.
But if you go out there and feel the pain of the lower class Nigerian, people that have to trek, this narrative will not sail with them. And you see, and that's why even the most developed countries in the world have a benchmark. Even America, the bastion of capitalism, have a benchmark for people that are caught in the lower rung.
Hi guys, it don't red, it don't boom. Nigeria they hot. Rufai don't continue the buzz after Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his colleague came out to defend what they said. Guys, watch this video and hear things by yourself, and don't forget to share your thought with us.
It's now time to take a look at news stories making headlines around the globe. Yesterday was day one of Bola Tinubu's tenure as president of Nigeria.
Truth of the matter is that we either get rid of the fuel subsidy or the fuel subsidy gets rid of the Nigerian nation. In 2022, we spent $10 billion subsidizing the ostentatious lifestyle of the upper class of the society, because you and I benefit 90% from the oil subsidy.
Nobody is against removal of subsidy. What is wrong by President Bola Tinubu is the way he went about it. The way you announced that a speech on your inaugural speech, which we have now discovered that was not in the speech written originally. It was an ad-lib. Because it was not what was submitted out as the speech, he just ad-libbed on that. See, before you remove subsidy, there are some things, and yesterday I kept on talking about econometrics. Rotus, you're an economist, you should know econometrics.
Okay.
Very well. What will be the outlook of the variables when you pull out the subsidy? You know, we've had this argument many times, Rotus, you and I.
Yeah.
That if you pull out subsidy today, there should be a four-price band of where it should go. You know, throughout last year, NNPC tried calculate. I think it was NLC that brought out a ridiculous number. Then NNPC redacted the number and said it's going to be around 500 or 300 band. You remember?
Okay.
So we have not even sorted that out, which is also part of what I call the framework. That should have gone into you now knowing the analysis of when you face a removal, what does it come to? All right, rather than shocking the system and say, go ahead with it. And the argument we are making, we are also quick to crucify the marketers. But I know a little bit how depots run. Because I have people that work in depots. And I have people that own tank farms. This is how the business runs. When you have people come to your tank farm, they take petrol out, take 3,000 liters and all of that. It is only as dependent on the price variable at which they take it out the first time. Because once they finish selling and they come back, if anything changes in the market, it will be reflective. Even the charges at which people will collect with you and the gantry where your tanker is loading, it will be reflective in there. And this talk, NNPC always says that we have more than enough liters, to fill. Does NNPC have enough tank farm to store all their petrol? Don't they store in other people's tank farms?
So what are you trying to say now?
So what I'm trying to say is that they are hedging their business.
Well, that's what I just said.
No, listen to me, Rotus. Calm down.
Yeah.
The people that are increasing the price, they are doing that because when they have to restock, the parameters changes.
Okay.
So it is not the money at which they sold their stock. When they go back to the tank farm, they'll be able to buy it any longer. And it only makes business sense because of the announcement made. See, the major oil marketers will support it.
Yeah, Moman released a
statement. You know why, Rotus? They own the big tank farms. So they will be the one that will be able to manipulate all the cost. But you, the last mile filling station owner, you will be the one to take the brunt from the price they will set there. And when it comes back to you, then what happens? You buy at the higher rate and you have to resell and face the public. So I'm not surprised that Moman will shout and say, yeah, it's all good. I applaud Zepulu. What will happen is that the dynamic changes once you go back. Moman are the big owners of the tank farms. So the point I'm just making is I support subsidy removal, and I've said it, I will support President Bola Tinubu. But the way he did it, we should have had a framework and a phased removal of some sort. It's as simple as that. Because it is when inflation numbers come out, we'll see the impact on the economy.
Right.
This economy does not deserve this heat at this point in time.
Okay, go ahead.
So in terms of just the headline, in terms of the reaction, investors, they say the stock market is looking good, and also that the president has met with the governor of the CBN, the GCO, NNPC, CL. to perhaps begin to work out the modalities of how this will work out, of phasing out fuel subsidy, the impact of on Nigerians, the coherent policies that have to be put in place. Your take on this, Mr. K?
Well, when I listen to what Rotu said and then listen to what Rufai is saying, I tend to be a bit here and there. Because on the one hand, yes, the president did the perfect thing by announcing that it is gone. There is a month period within which he has to be able to make the palliatives available for the people. But what I expected was that once you make that announcement, the president wasn't going to get any sleep whatsoever on that day. Today is Wednesday.
Yes.
Or Tuesday. Wednesday.
Wednesday,
31st.
yes.
So
31st of May. So
on Monday, when he was sworn in, the moment you make an announcement like that, I'm expecting that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will get no sleep because he has murdered sleep in Nigeria. We all remember what happened when we had Occupy Nigeria. All the videos of Occupy Nigeria is trending today. It's trending today because I drove from Lekki to this place and I can see the traffic. I can see the people on the street. I can see so many people even fighting at petrol station. And if you're not careful, it's going to roller coaster. It's going to have ripple effect, and people will have rage and anger and frustration. What should be the honeymoon period for the president will now be cut short. Probably will no longer
It's cut short already.
It's no longer
because this is supposed to be honeymoon.
This is the honeymoon.
This is the honeymoon period for him.
There's not going to be honeymoon for him. So we need to make sure, the president needs to make sure he's getting no sleep for the next few days, get his kitchen cabinet together and begin to look at where is the palliative. How do we get the PPR, what do they call that organization?
NMP,
that is the NMPC's special team that should go out and begin to talk to the suppliers, go to the different tank farms, make sure that there is enough, and then remove the heat that Rufai is saying will be there. Let's remove it. Or what do you think?
We have a regulator.